even started. Okay, thank you, Sadie and Pauline. I am not a dancer like I usually say, and so I always, whenever they say, is there someone who can dance? I go, got a flame, got a flame, got a flame, got a Lenny, they'll do it for you. I cannot do that. But what I can do is I can love people, and I can bring people together. And today I was assigned to talk about culture within the team, I think, and also the importance of the new gen leaders. So when I first started, I was 24 years old, and I felt like I was pretty onto it to figure this business out at such a young age. But to be honest, it wasn't even the business. I was just sick of being poor. That's all it was. And so I remember as a young girl, my dad was a taxi driver, and I wouldn't see him on New Year's because he would go out because it was the best time to get jobs, and we wouldn't see him until the next day. And I just kept thinking, I'm going to go to school, I'm going to work really hard, I'm going to graduate, I'm going to get a good job so that I don't ever have to, my kids will never have to experience that. And that's where it started for me. So it wasn't New Skin, it wasn't school, it was just I needed a better life for me and my future family. And so every time people ask, what is it that you did to become a team lead? What was it that you did to become a team lead 4-star platinum? It was the same thing I did in school. I went, I worked, and I made sure that I always did the very best, not just for me, but for the taxi driver who sacrificed for me. And so, let's be a turning point in your business that you're not just working for you, you're working for your kids, you're working for your family, and you're working for your future. And so I'm going to be talking a little bit about new gens and what new gens think like. And so I'm just about to graduate actually from this club, and then I'll join the wiser women. But new gen is 18 to 35-year-olds. And so as I started this business, I was poor, I was living with my parents, I was barely able to pay for our groceries, everything was on a budget, and I was just like, how long is this gonna last? Me having to go to Struggle Street. And so I thought, what if it doesn't work? What if everything they said, what if it doesn't work? And then I quickly thought, but what if it does? What if it works? And what if I do get to go on a trip? And what if I do get to stay at home around my kids? And what if I do everything that they talk about in New Skin? What if that actually happens? And that was enough for me to give it a go. So if you think about 18 to 35-year-olds, what is happening in their life? They're still trying to navigate life as an adult. They're probably moving out of the house. They're probably just finishing uni. They're just getting married. They're graduating. Now they have to make money because mom and dad won't pay for it. And they're probably broke because that's where I was. But they're also like, YOLO, I have $40. Yeah, I'll go out with my friends and buy a $39.95 drink. So that's kind of the mindset that they are in. And so if you understand that that's what they are thinking, that's what they are doing, then you have to go to them at their level, okay? But it's so important that you don't just work there, you actually have to recruit yourself first. So I posted this reel and it's not working, so now you get a pretty picture of me. And I said in this reel that you can't half a business idea. If you want to do something, decide already. And if you're going to do it big. Don't be build-ups, don't be inconsistent, don't keep changing your mind, stop chickening out and just show up for you. This isn't a job where you stop working when your boss isn't around, where you do the bare minimum and you're going to get paid anyway, and if you want to succeed, you've got to perform. So don't just do it when you feel like it, let your habits and systems kick in when motivation doesn't. Go big or go home. And so as you think about it, people say, well, how many people do I have to recruit? You actually only need to recruit one, and that one is you. Because when you recruit yourself, you lead, and then you can lead others. You can't build a team if you can't lead them. They will just start, stop, because that's what you're doing. And so as you start to recruit new gens, you got to speak their language. So what are new gens thinking right now? They think everything online is content creation. Being an influencer, they're looking at drop shipping or e-commerce. They're just trying to find the easy way out. That's what they want. That's what I want. So you have to use it. Show me why I need it. And then people need to know you so that they can feel like they like you, trust you before they can buy from you and join you. And so as I was thinking, well, what are new gens like? I went and I actually asked new gens. I asked young people, so what is it that you like or hate about network marketing? And they said, oh, I just hate it when people join and then they go all out and then they quit the next month. That's why I don't want to do it, because I've seen so many people start and stop and start and stop. And so if you know that that's why people don't join, then no matter how you feel, just keep showing up. Another thing that a new gen person told me is they said, well, if I'm going to join you, I want my life to look like yours. And so if your life is chaotic and you're not doing things that I want to do, I don't want to do what you're doing. So if you want people to join you, you've got to make it fun. You've got to make it a culture. You've got to make it something where when they're watching from the sidelines, they're like, man, I wish I was doing that, whatever that is. And so you've got to be visually showing people. So, but don't make Nu Skin your whole identity. You've got to really focus on what is it about you that people need to know, like, and trust. And so maybe your love for food, maybe you love pickleball, maybe you love farming, maybe you love going to the beach. Tell people about those things too. Don't just be this Nu Skin robot that people swipe past, okay? Share everything you do, and it will start to feel natural. When I first started, taking a selfie was awkward, going live was awkward, I hated social media, and now I feel like if I'm not going live, or if I'm not online and recording it, then it didn't happen. Okay, so new gens, you gotta go where they are. So, social media research amongst Gen Zs, a lot of them are actually on YouTube, and they're probably trying to find a tutorial to figure out how to do things. The next place that they're at is TikTok. After TikTok, they're on Snapchat, and then they're on Instagram. And so if we're trying to find new gens, you're not going to find them on LinkedIn. You're not going to find them on, I don't even know what that thing is, Reddit. Never heard of that. But go where the new gens are. And so figure out TikTok, figure out Instagram, Facebook, because that's where you're going to find them. And then show them what is possible. What does your dream life look like? What do you do? How do you show up? What do you wear? How do you perform? And then start living it and documenting it. Because when people start to see you, then they will start to follow you. And then they will buy from you, and then they will join you. And so in the past 2 days, I do this on every leadership summit, every success trip, I document everything. And I don't wait till it's perfect and polished before posting. Most likely if I recorded it, I will post it like 1 second later. Because I'm very chaotic like that. But every time I post it, I posted something before lunch and I recruited 4 people. Within half an hour. Because people need to know what you're doing. But you've got to give them a call to action. So I always say something like, message me info if you would like info. Message me travel if you want to travel. So every time I get an info message or a travel message, I know this person wants the business. But they want it not because they care about the product, not because they care about how much commission we're paying out. They just care about it because you're documenting and you're sharing. And so as you live it, you document it. And so I always tell my team, make sure that you're documenting, you're sharing, because success trips, leadership summits are our biggest business building tool. Not just for the fun, not just for the food and the vibes and all of that, but it's actually because when people are watching, they are seeing themselves through you. And then they're deciding, should I join them? Maybe it's too hard, maybe it's not worth it. All of these thoughts are going through their mind. And so as you start to show people through your lifestyle, then they will join you. So people will join you when they see themselves through you, when they feel understood, they believe that it's possible for them, and then it's a no pressure be perfect. Okay? So as you start to perform for your 50 followers or your 50,000 followers, it doesn't actually matter. People aren't influenced by people. They don't want to become, or they don't want to be like. And so for me, if I know that I'm going to build with Prism, I'm going to build with supplements, then I'm going to start to build a community and a culture. So the whole month of December, even though I don't care that much for it, I started doing my 10,000 steps. And this is all you hear at my house at 10 p.m. at night. Trying to get my steps in. It wasn't necessarily for the 10,000 steps. It was because I know that when I do my 10,000 steps, Lini will do her 10,000 steps, Luisa will do her 10,000 steps, Sani will do her 10,000 steps, and then you start to model. And then when I start to take my supplements, then Katie will start to take her supplements, and Erica will start to take her supplements, and everyone will follow the leader. And so as we start to do these things, then our Prism score will go up. Because as much as I love Prism, the thing that scared me the most is someone's going to say, okay, you measure now, and I'm always going to be on red. And so I was like, if I want to build a Prism, I got to get up there. I got to get to the green, the blue, the purple, because we've got to walk the talk. And so as you start to build your team and build your business, you've got to identify the things that you want from your future leaders. And then you've got to be that person. So, the New Gen movement. When I first came on board, I had no idea what the New Gen was. All I know is that they threw this huge party for Tui. It was at this like massive place in Auckland. I wasn't even in the business yet, but it looked like a really fun party. And so that's what the New Gen movement is. And I heard they're bringing it back. I don't know what is coming back, but I know that it's going to be a club. You got to be 18 to 35, but the New Gen movement is for young entrepreneurs who are united in their decision to live life on their terms, inspired by new possibilities, exciting opportunities, and rewarding challenges. Leading by example, New Gens aren't afraid to do things differently in order to achieve their dreams, positively impacting the lives of others and building a sustainable business along the way. So, as we start to look for new gens within our business, maybe you are a new gen and you're probably thinking like, man, there's so many old people here. You will be the life of the party. You will be the one who brings new energy. You will be the one who goes first so that people can follow. So, why do I want to be a new gen anyway? You are the voice for your team. You will also get direct contact with the company. That's one of my favorite things, is like at 11:50 on the last day of the month, I can message the group chat and Paul will reply, Amanda will reply, other new gen leaders will say that they have the same problem, and then we can move quickly. So you get to lead a positive change in the company. I don't know if you guys know this, but the Success Trip qualification was just the standard qualification before. And then we saw that America was doing this accumulative thing. And we started talking about it. Why can't we do it like America? Why can't we do it like America? And then we were told, if you want to make change, you've got to come together with a group of positive leaders, and more voices will bring the change. So we did a Zoom call, the twins, Tui, Milena, we all kind of got together, and we were like, these are the things we wanted. We took it to the company, and now we have accumulated. And so this is the power of being a new gen leader, is you get to decide, you get to make the difference, not just for you, but also for your team. And you get to be the voice. Because at the end of the day, as we start to build this business, different people will come and go. But if you decide and you know what your goals are, maybe one day they'll even let us pick a Success Trip destination. But that is the best beautiful part about being a part of New Gen is that you get to build and have this voice. And so you guys have heard it time and time again today, is that if I can do it, you can too. Doesn't matter what age, doesn't matter what background, what degree you have, whatever it is that you come to the table with New Skin, we all have equal playing field. And so that as you come on board and you see the success trip destination to Egypt, and you think like, oh my gosh, I can't do that. 2017 me, February 2017, I submitted my LOI. It took me the whole month to get my 1,000 points. And then I got to brand rep, and it took everything in me. And then after that, I nearly got to Ruby, then everyone quit. And so I was like, man, is this even something that I want to do? But all I remembered was, I want to go on this trip because I need people to see me on, so then that way they can believe that they can go too. So I worked and worked and worked. And the best thing is that you have an account manager. Call them, text them, like be visual to them. So then that way Adeline knows who you are, Amanda knows who you are, like all of the account managers are there to help us. But they can't help if they don't know who you are. And so it doesn't mean that you have to have a certain amount of volume. You just message her, hey Amanda, I really want to go to Egypt. What do I have to do to go? And then create a plan. Know that you got to be a brand rep. You're going to get this many points. You're going to do it by this. And then work hand in hand because it is a partnership. And so as you think, what am I going to take out of New Skin? Yes, it's good to be here. It's good to make friends. It's good to go for a swim. It's good to go and have a very yummy lunch. But at the end of it, when we leave today, the only team you have that actually matters is you, your spouse, and your kids. Because that's who you're working for. And so be aligned with them. Make the decision once, and then go all in. And then we'll all be in Egypt. And then we'll all be in Japan. And then we'll all be here next year at Leadership Summit. But you've got to make the decision today, and you've got to work whether you want to or not, when it rains or when it doesn't, when it's summer, when it's spring. Every season, we do the basics. And that's how you get to the very top.